Hi guys, this is Jasmine from Clermont City Guide. Today we are at the historic village again, but this time we're going to take our tour and we're going to go into a couple of buildings. We're going to go do different sections. Today I have this lovely lady that we're going to see right now. Hi Miss Donna! We have Miss Donna. She will tell you exactly what society it's all about, and she's gonna take us to a couple of tours in the different locations. Hi Miss Donna, how are you today?
How are you today?
I am wonderful. Well, you know what, remember I've always been wanting to do this, and I got you. Miss Donna, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Donna Digennaro, and I am a member of the Clermont Historical Society. I am the secretary, and on Sundays I'm here at the village acting as a tour guide.
Look at that. Remember what I told you guys, that this is a beautiful place to bring the family, bring children, especially for summer, especially now in this beautiful weather. What do you have for us today, Miss Donna?
Well, first off, I want to tell everyone that you can make a wonderful day of visiting the village because we're open every Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4. It is the perfect spot for a picnic. We have beautiful picnic tables provided by the city of Clermont. We have this gorgeous view of Lake Mineola.
Look at the day.
You all can't feel it on the camera, but there's a gorgeous breeze coming off of the
Well, let me
lake.
show the trees. Hold on, look.
And you can see, look at the flag.
Oh, look at the beautiful flag.
All right, so it's a great place to be, and we enjoy having people come and sharing with them Clermont's history. I say the village is an opportunity to take a stroll through the history of your community. And I thought today we would start by taking a look at our library. This is the original Cooper Memorial Library. It was built downtown in 1914, so well over 100 years ago, for the whopping sum of $600, which was a lot of money
Back in the
that
day.
over 100 years ago. It was one of the first buildings in town to get electricity because it was the largest building in town, and the city actually installed the electricity so that the city council could meet there in the evening after the gentlemen got out of work. So it has a long history. It was donated by the Cooper family. Actually, the Coopers have a long history in Clermont. Montgomery and his wife Alice moved here right after the Civil War, and their daughter married a bishop, and her descendants are still in Clermont today. And the land was originally rented by the people who were running the library, the Women's Club, but eventually it was donated as long as it was named after the Cooper family. So I like to say that Alice Cooper donated the land for our library. And who knew that rock star liked music books? So we're going to go in the library.
After you. Look at this beautiful tree, guys. A beautiful flag. It is a gorgeous day. Gem of the Hills. You know, that's one of my favorite posters. Let's follow Miss Donna. I'm ready, Miss Donna.
Excuse me. There you go.
Ooh, wow. I'm a history buff, so I'm already loving it. I've been here already, but not with this special tour guide.
Some of the things that are interesting in here are the shelves. These are actually the original shelves that were in the library. And if you look carefully, some of them still have their dedication plaques on them.
Oh, that's nice.
So you know who actually helped pay for these. And that lady, her husband was a world famous artist. And in fact, we have some of his work on display. I don't know how well this will photograph because of the glare, but these are the people who worked on finding the cure for polio.
Wow.
And there is a beautiful display in Warm Springs, Georgia, about these people. And these are the plaster casts that were used to make the actual bronze busts that are hanging to this day in Warm Springs, Georgia.
Look at this.
We have a display that includes most of our mayors. We are still looking for pictures of some of our mayors. So if any of you are related to an old time mayor and you have a photograph, check and see if we already have a picture of that gentleman, because we do have a picture of our only female, Miss
Gail.
Ash. Yes.
I miss her.
Yes. And those are our three most recent ones. And Hal holds the record for the longest mayor ever in Clermont.
Look at
He
that.
beat out Bob Poole.
We know that smiley face right there. Look at this house.
And when the library was first built, this fireplace was the source of the heat in here.
Remind us again, what year was it built?
1914.
1914.
When we go through the buildings, everything that you see is a donation. Every single book that you see in here, and there aren't that many because our display is other things, but every single book you see, these busts were given to us by the hospital. The picture up there that's the collage of all the old buildings in town, that was donated. There are all kinds of things. We are going to rearrange our display in here shortly, and we're going to try and showcase some more different things, and we're also going to try to work it out so we have more wall space where we can hang more things.
Oh yes, please. Look at that. Webster American Dictionary. So all of these books are donations.
Yep, every last thing you see. This is a telegraph agent's telegraph table. And the agent
I
would
know.
stand.
A lot of you guys don't even know what this is.
And we have here the Morse code alphabet. So you can try and tap something out and see if a friend understands what you're saying.
Oh, guys, this is amazing.
And then we have some samples of some early, if you didn't have a phone,
This is how you do
you
it.
got this. And it says that someone is still critically ill.
What year is that one?
I don't know, 1917.
1917. And for the people that don't know, for the kiddos, this is a typewriter. Another way, Western Union Telegram.
Yeah, and so that was how people communicated. And then, of course, came the telephone. And we have some really neat ones. This is called a coffin telephone. Because it literally looks like a coffin. And it would hang on the wall. You would turn the crank to make your call, which is here on the side. Then you would hold this to your ear and talk into there.
Do it again, do it again.
And you would talk into the speaker. Now, here's the thing. See the bells? You had to listen for how many rings. Because when you made a call, it rang in everybody's house because there were so few people that had phones. So you had to listen for your code ring before you would pick up. And it was an honor system that you didn't pick up other people's calls. And then phones went to what's called the candlestick. And again, this is how you talked on the phone. And it is a rotary dial. Now that, moms and dads, bring your children and see if they can figure out how to make a phone call. Because they know nothing about.
Oh, I remember.
They do not know how to do that. So if you were going to call someone now here in Clermont, area code, I'm calling my number. Watch what's happening with the phone. I have to hold it still. And now I have completed my phone number. See if your kid can do that.
Amazing.
What
do we got here? Look at that. Look at that.
A former doctor in town donated all this medical equipment. There's some interesting things, some scary things.
Oh, kids will love that.
I'm not sure what that is, but it sure doesn't look like a lot of fun to me.
Okay, doctors, you can comment on this one and let us know.
So, not inviting as far as I'm concerned.
But look at that. Look, guys.
But lots of neat stuff.
Beautiful. And again, one more time, everything has been a donation. Miss Donna, what is that up there?
That is a speaker from an old radio. So the radio would look like the one next to it. They don't go together, but it would look similar to that one. And then for the sound to project into the room, like it did on old record players.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, okay. Clermont celebration.
And that's from our 125th anniversary.
And that was?
2007 or 8.
Oh, I was not living here back in the day.
The city of Clermont was founded like a business, and men signed incorporation papers. And then when a freeze came along, they went bankrupt. And I believe they also went bankrupt in the 1930s. A lot of cities went bankrupt in the 1930s. They regrouped after both of those, and they are thriving today. Clermont is a thriving community today.
In order for us to move forward, we should always know our past. Miss Donna, please tell us, what is this?
That is a wheelchair. It is very, very similar to the kind of wheelchair that Franklin Delano Roosevelt sat in. And you would push the wheelchair like this. It's very smooth. And it's not very wide. So as Americans got bigger, wheelchairs got wider. But then they found out that they had trouble making it through doorways. So they're actually making wheelchairs smaller again.
And what we got here?
And that is an old school desk.
See, I knew that.
Actually, I sat in many like that when I was in college. And this is for a right-handed person. They actually would make some that were for left-handed people also.
You see, guys, look at that. This is a place. This is just one of the buildings.
And we have the part of the original card catalog.
Oh, I remember that when I was in college.
And we have a couple of old cards in there also. whenever a book came into a library, the librarians would have to create 3 separate cards for them. So you could look the book up under the last name of the author. You could look the book up in these alphabetical drawers on the title of the book, or you could look it up on the subject of the book if it was a reference book.
Look, 1925.
And we have some library cards and how to use the library.
Fascinating.
Every building in the village has a red button with a sign that tells you to push the button. So if you don't want a tour guide taking you through the buildings and you just want to go at your own pace, like the people we saw going out when we came in, they can push the button and they will get the story of that building or of the building and the people who live there.
Well, I appreciate your time, Miss Donna, for showing me around, because I'd rather have you tell me the story. And what do we have here?
This is all children's books. These are all books for children. And some of them are pretty amazing. Some
Alice
of them
Cooper! Come on. Look, guys, see?
Yeah,
Alice
there's the Coopers. There's the Coopers. And there is a definite glare on that, so it is not the easiest to see.
There we go. We're going to try it this way.
Wait a second. Let's try this. Does that help your glare?
Yes, we're doing it on the side. Okay, perfect.
And there's a picture of Montgomery also by himself, sitting in a chair. But his wife is really the one that donated the land.
And what is this? Library has received gifts to memory of.
And this is a model of the library.
Okay, I'm going to go on this side. I hope I'm not going too fast, guys.
Yeah, and if you open it up, you can see the actual floor plan of the library when it was in use. And you can see that the shelves were not flat against the wall, but rather perpendicular to the wall. So we are thinking about doing that ourselves. So as I said, it will give us more wall space to hang some things that we have not been able to display.
Look what I found here. A live edition of Woodstock, 1968. Remember what happened then?
The moon.
May I move it ever so gently?
Shape, so you have to be gentle.
Ever so gently. There we go. Look at that, guys. And ever so gently, we put it right back.
And you are actually walking on the original floorboards that were laid in 1914 in this building. And these are absolutely magnificent.
Yes, they are.
Gorgeous. It's made of heart of pine, which one of our very early members, Elizabeth Gano Walker, who is now 99, but Dolores Gano Walker. Dolores said, heart of pine is so hard even termites can't eat it. So these are the original floors.
You hear that, guys?
And the two houses have their original heart of pine floors also.
Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, wow, look, I see, okay.
These are all items that belong to one of our members. They're on display, but they still belong to his widow. And she is actually selling some of them off and giving us the proceeds. And we will keep some things, but she's trying to make more room for display of other things for us. And then we have a citrus display.
What is this? This up there. It looks like a radio.
That is a radio also, and those are more speakers. All four of those are speakers.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
Clermont building to be Florida's finest resort residential community.
Yeah, inland. And then, of course, citrus was a huge thing here in Clermont for many years. And these are members of the American Fruit Growers Incorporated. These are their employees. If anyone in your family worked there, or if you know people who did, we're trying to identify everyone in the photograph. So if you know names, we'd ask you to come down and see if one of the people you know we do not have a name for yet. And for many, many years, a packing plant existed right behind the property that we're on right now. It was called the Blue Goose Packing Plant. And after citrus died around here, after the 1980s, there was a horrific fire. And we actually have a picture of the fire. The building burned to the ground. And I mean, that is quite a fire. And there's the only piece left of that building is been taken and moved and installed in the wall of one of the buildings here at the village. And you'll see that in another video.
Okay, so what do we have here? Look at this, guys.
Want to type something?
Look at that, guys.
And you'll be
Real
surprised how many
typewriter.
kids tried to type on this. We actually had to take the ribbon and the paper out of it. And we still come in sometimes and somebody's tried to type it at the speed that you type on a computer, and they don't have quite the coordination, and they jam things, and they jam it. But we all, from my generation, remember changing ribbons and getting ink all over our fingers. And the sound that it made when you typed and the bell dinged and
Look,
you had
look. Yep.
send it back down to the other end. If you've never heard it, there's actually a concert piece that has the typewriter in it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's a lot of fun to listen to. It goes ding, 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 zip, ding, 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 zip.
You know what, guys? I want to find out what the song is, and I'm going to add it in our YouTube video. Well, Miss Donna, it's been an absolute pleasure. Oh, wait. No, we're not done.
Oh.
No. Look what we got. Did we see this already?
No, we didn't look at
No, we
this. This is the plots of the area around here. It includes Clermont, but this page right here, somebody opened it to a page. This is, both sides are Polk County. But what I find interesting is not only does it show all the plot lines, it shows who, if you have really good eyesight, you can see who lived in each structure. Who owns that piece of land?
Fascinating.
So I find that very, very interesting.
So we can do it on the side, so you guys can get
And
an
that's a
idea.
very early map of Clermont, but you have to look at that from the other side. And this is actually a map of Clermont, and then this is an aerial map of Clermont. One of our volunteers, who was a World War II veteran, was a pilot in World War II. And he flew very little after the war, didn't do a whole lot of flying, but he flew over Clermont and took this picture and superimposed it. In 1953.
See, guys, no movies. This is the real stuff.
We have a collection of yearbooks, and we do want to highlight them also. When we redesign things, we're going to highlight library, school, citrus. We're going to have sections. Just don't know when that's going to happen.
Well, you have me already. We have some volunteers. Guys, whenever you want to come.
We have two ladies that are both graduates of Clermont High School, and they are spearheading it. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we do the schoolhouse.
There you go. Okay, Miss Donna, thank you very much. Oh, look. Let's say goodbye by showing this guy. Let's see if you recognize him.
Go, train, go. It's Tom the Train.
Dora. Well, oh, wow.
And those are all programs from football games. We have all kinds of stuff. You'd be surprised what people give us.
Oh, wow. This is beautiful. Okay, Miss Donna, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure.
And then we shall continue to the other buildings. Okay,
Okay.
guys, this is Yasmin from Clermont City Guide and Miss Donna. On to the next building.